Well, guys, I don't know about you, but sometimes I just want to take my phone and hook it up to my big screen display and just, enjoy some of the programs I have without straining my eyes. I mean, I'm old, what can you do? Your eyes get bad the older you get. But then you try to check to see if your phone has MHL support, and you see it doesn't. Guess you're out of options, right? Turns out that's not true anymore. And we now have this. Let's see, and there you go. Despite the fact that it says it's not supported, there's a cable sold on Amazon, and it came in this little packaging right here. Now, I'll put a link in the description in case you're interested. I want to say it was a $20 cable, and I had to wait a little bit of time to get mine because they were all sold out when I ordered mine. But as you can see, I can now, there, show you guys. It's an almost one-to-one. Now, I mean, this particular phone is the Moto G Stylus, so it's not a bad little phone on its own. It's kind of a mid-low-end phone, I guess, maybe high-end, low-end phone. Don't y'all just love how you can have that level of phone now? But this is Real Racing. I'm sure many of you are probably familiar with it. A quick side note, this cable includes a Bluetooth on the HDMI side of everything, and when it's in use, you are able to have the sound come out of your TV, but I did not go the extra step to make sure it's doing that. I'm going to try to show how close to one-to-one this really is by showing you this game. Now, you might notice that the visual quality is not what you might consider perfect, but I mean, this phone, as you saw, did not support doing this at all, and yet here we are. I don't know as a fact if the company plans to continue to release revisions or not. I know that it actually does have its own firmware and is updatable, so perhaps in time the company will maybe give it some software updates to help clear this up. But as you can see, I mean, I'm looking at the TV mostly to play. Yeah, that's a move I probably would have done no matter what. We are not going to go all levels. So that was the Moto G7. This one is the LG Stylo 6. Not quite as good as the other one, though. Now this is part of the process of getting it to work. You have a program, you go to Google Play, install. Now, on the first time running through the installation, you gotta make sure you unplug this cable, because if you run it while it's plugged in, it won't recognize that it's there. You have to... Alright. It should give you this warning here. Talking about sensitive information will be seen on your screen. And if we just go back, we're going to take a moment to go into the Bluetooth settings. Turn Bluetooth on. Yeah, that's a little bit of an annoyance there. Alright. This makes for some great live TV, doesn't it? Okay, we're going to close and reopen that real quick. Come on. Alright. Well. Anyways, that's how you connect it, and we'll figure out that other thing later. Once again, this is my favorite racing game, so I mean, you'll probably see me using it as an example quite a lot. The cable isn't perfect, though. I'll tell you right away that if you happen to own one of the Samsung S20 phones, and I'm going to probably make this assumption that I'm going to call safe, that they do not work with this cable very well, and I believe it's probably because the Samsung, the S10 and up, have what's called Samsung DeX, that just basically does the same thing without the need for this special cable. Any Type-C to HDMI will work for them, but they're already trying to do their own thing, and this thing's trying to do its own thing, and the whole kit and caboodle just screws itself up. So, if your phone's one of them, don't worry about this cable, it's unnecessary. Otherwise, if you got any of the others, they seem to work fine. In fact, my wife's Samsung phone, that's the A71 5G, I tested it out, and it worked brilliantly. Apparently I haven't synchronized my save to this device yet, so we'll just go through the tutorial and nearly. I gotta admit, F1 racing has always kind of intimidated me, and that's why they're generally a lot faster, and while I'm not holding the phone up so y'all can see that I'm not looking at it, I'll just tell you guys, I'm using this big screen to do this. Art of the Overture. Oh yeah. Well, there you go. Now, phones are not the only thing that this will work with. In my hands is the Kindle Fire HD 10.1, and yes, this will work with this thing as well. And apparently it doesn't understand. It just doesn't understand. Here we go. As you can see. Now, I mean, this particular way of doing things is a little bit probably stranger considering this thing's 10.8 screen, but still, I mean, you might be the kind who wants to check out Netflix, or you might want to, check your Twitter feed, or just, you might be out of town, and you just, as much as you enjoy the idea of having your tablet, you still sometimes just want that big screen experience. Sometimes that's what you want. I am turning the volume down because I am afraid this game is more likely to have copyrightable music, and despite the fact that we are not monetized, we are still hoping to stay on the air so that you guys will want to support us through Patreon. There will be a link to the Patreon account in the description as well. So, I mean, back to this video, as you can see, I mean, pay attention to the little spinny thing, as they are pretty much identical. Alright. This game was made by the same company made Real Racing, in fact. I mean, got the EA branding, and I forget when I learned that Real Racing was in fact an EA product. But it was also the same programming company who did that as well. We're going to go do something else because that is going to take forever. Now, this game is based on the popular PC version of the same title, and it's one of my wife's favorite games on the computer.
Oh, yes, that's my favorite.
There have been so many times when she could be playing, like, literally any other game, and she'll go straight to House Flipper. And it's not like it's not a good game, it's just, it's something special when she'll pass up doing Forza Horizon 4 or, any of the other big title games for it. I figure we'll probably, in fact, I'll have her make her thoughts on the whole thing someday.
Yeah, do that. Absolutely.
There you go, guys. Watch out for a opinion piece on House Flipper. So, real quick, just a little bit off. I mean, like, the difference is, I mean, you can perceive it, but I would say that you could probably live with it. Because, I mean, if I were just looking at that, at the screen, not the tablet, I don't think I would have realized, in fact, there was any kind of latency at all. It's not perfect, but it's also still quite playable. Let's see here. What else is worth talking about? I'll be downloading the background. This is the kind of thing that would be really not just useful for like playing games or video, but I mean anything on your screen, tablet or phone, and you'll be able to see it easier. If you hook up a keyboard and mouse, it becomes your new desktop for doing all your web browsing, email, and all that. So I mean, it's pretty exciting. Oh, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this video with one final note. You can see this is a Type C, but you can use this with devices as far back as the Type A port, or I want to say it's a micro USB or mini, I forget which one it is. I've always been bad with names, but this is the standard right before the current one. And I wish I had one of them available to test and show you all, but unfortunately I could not find any of my older cell phones. So if anybody has one you want to have me test, I'll be happy to. Just reach out to me and we'll figure it out. And that's all, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button, and if you feel like it, hit the bell button. That'll give you notifications whenever our new videos go live. Have a good day.